Okay, so we're going to pick this up from the last two videos. This is the 18 pile-up car crash that I was involved in. No injuries to anyone. Could have been disastrous. Fortunately, I think pretty much the majority of this pack of racers had actually been in the go-kart before. So, yeah, could have been a lot worse, but everyone was okay. So, yeah, now we've got an 18 car race pretty much, and we're halfway around the track at this point. I can see that Nathan and James Dykes, Teamsport staff at Warrington, are in front of me. What is my target? Of course it's going to be them two. So now I'm going to pursue chasing these two. There is a very long battle coming up with James, and Nathan is literally right behind me. But when that comes, we'll get onto it. I am going to keep cutting the clips, just like the blank parts of the race. I'm not going to upload the full race just because there was that many highlights in this race. I could have made about 5 million videos, but I've kept this as short as possible, and I'm pretty sure the battle with James lasts around 9 minutes or so. So yeah, it was about 9 laps, 9 laps of defending by James. I was trying all sorts to get past him. I just couldn't get past him. Every time I had an opportunity, I just lost my grip and my exit speed. Just not really much I could do. But then I had the pressure of Nathan, who kept tapping me from behind to let me know he was there. Anyways, this was really fun. I think in 40 laps, I only had one clear lap. Like one properly clear lap. I had an almost clear lap, but it was compromised around the finish line area, and I think I did a high 59. But yeah, my best was a 59.2 again. I seem to be getting a lot of these, which shows consistency. But also, I'm still having issues going under second Dunlop. It's so bumpy right there for me. It could be a weight thing, to be honest. A lot of people, well, I mean, there's mixed sayings around this turn, to be honest. A lot of the lighter weights and the middle weights are hitting the bumps, or the heavier weights are like, oh, it doesn't bother me. So I'd say turn 4's benefiting the heavyweights at this point, which is strange because that has always been a favourite corner for the lighter weights. The tyre pressures probably have a say in how I feel about that corner, but it is what it is. And I didn't really have much time in this race to try and change things in that corner. I had one clear lap, like I said, so I just had to go about it normally, and I just didn't have time to adapt. Anyways, I'm just going to flick through some clips here. Someone's into turn 2, common spin out corner for people who press the brakes, or well, press the brakes too hard into that corner. You should always lift there, as I always say, never brake. This is just, I'm pretty sure I'll just dive this person into Dunlop 2 with a heavy brake just to avoid the bumps. So yeah, I go in here and then I'm pretty sure I brake. Yeah, I brake and come in narrow. That is literally just to avoid the bumpy track. It does work. So if you can get away with doing that, do that. That person loses control. Fortunately, I saw it happening and I was able to turn a lot narrower and avoid getting clipped or T-boned, kind of. Also, I didn't want to hit the person who had troubles and span out by themselves. That would just be overkill. Now, here's the front of the pack. I can see Nathan and James right at the front. I'm now in 5th place, so this is perfect. I'm really sorry I forgot your name, who I was racing with in front. We had a brief chat after the race, and he was like the only other member on this race, I think. But yeah, during the next lap, I'd dive him into turn 4. I get a bit fortunate really. This yellow flag bunches us all up, and then it becomes green just before the fast straight after turn 3. So with my acceleration advantage, because I'm a lightweight, obviously, I can accelerate a lot faster than a middleweight or heavyweight. That's just how the weight works in indoor go-karting. So I get a good pull away. I really catch up to the person in front of me. I'm really sorry I forgot your name. And yeah, I'm straight on him, and I've got enough. There's there's not that much gap there anymore, and then I can just get straight into turn 4 with making no contact. So you see how close I am already. He goes out wide, I just slip through. I brake a little bit just because I need to avoid being switchbacked, unintentionally switchback. That does happen. Like when I tried to do it on Jim and he just went around the outside, I lost all my speed. Yeah, that happened that way. So by braking and then extending a little bit out, I took both lines under control, so I was always in the front of the situation. So yeah, that worked for me. I'm now looking at James, who's behind Nathan, and wondering how quickly I can overtake this person in front of me. And I'm really not sure how I get past this person, but I'm hoping it's this lap. I remember being close to him there because he took a really wide line. I might dive him again. Turn 4 was really good for diving people. Like, there's really not many places you can dive. No, I was going to dive, but someone's banned out. There's not many places you can dive drivers on this track, which is another reason why I think BIKC is quite tough for a lot of people. Not sure what happened here. There was a yellow flag, but a few people just stopped dead, and then we eventually started rolling because Tom, the manager on shift, just here underneath, tells everyone to start moving. But it was a bit weird at this point. It was like getting stuck at traffic lights. But yeah, in BIKC, it's literally so hard to overtake anyone who's remotely fast without any contact. And then as we saw end of last year with a few people, little bits of contact was made when there's not really much you can do about it, especially if you want to get past someone who's of similar pace or marginally slower. You have to kind of touch them, you know. You might bump them accidentally, but there's not really a manageable way of getting past a relatively fast driver without a little bit of contact. So I think the penalty system in BIKC does need reviewing better. A lot of people would disagree with some decisions made last year, but again, the VAR footage, whatever they called it, that nobody could see, spoke words to the professionals who apparently had 30 plus years combined experience of indoor karting. I didn't agree with a lot of things. People disagreed, agreed. Yeah, there was not really a right or wrong in any reviewing the footage that was analysed and finalised in the decision making. Very strange. So yeah, but to be fair, this track is very wide. So we're fortunate that BIKC is in this track and not anything else. I know when I went to Sheffield, it was super narrow. Like, I was thinking, how on earth are you supposed to overtake here unless you completely dive the apex or get a beautiful switchback without losing any grip. You are going to see when I'm behind James in the next 2 laps or so that I was severely struggling to maintain my grip when going for switchbacks, and because of that I was losing my speed, and then James was just pulling away from me again. I tried to do everything I could, but I couldn't. Fortunately, some of these back markers, and at the end the back marker, helps me out, and I end up leading the race probably in the next 10 minutes or so. And then from there on, I'm in first place for the rest of the race. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. I go for it. Nathan gets a bit unfortunate. I know this guy pushes me around the corner, clearly not happy with the move I just made. Nathan got unfortunate, got stuck behind him. I followed James through. I'm now directly behind James, and Nathan will soon be in third place. This guy's a back marker. So yeah, first right now is James, second is me, and third is probably Nathan Webb at this point. I'm not sure if I'll look behind me. But you can see how I'm trying to do everything I can to make moves on James, like switchbacks, going around. Get unfortunate, red flag comes out, not a problem. That red flag lasted so long. That red flag was a good 6 or 7 minutes. So we're just picking up the race straight from there. And yeah, this is where it gets very interesting for the next 8 minutes, 9 minutes. James defends like a hero, to be honest with you. There's literally nothing I could do without completely shunting him. Right, I tried to explain that bit to James last night. Nathan tapped me from behind, and it just, yeah, had the effect of just a chain reaction. He tapped me, and I just ended up hitting James completely more than I ever would have wanted to. So yeah, apologies to James, but I did say what happened last night because I think he was confused to how I hit him with so much contact. I did have a lot of pressure from Nathan. If you see my head wobbling or my cart shunting, it's just because he's literally like inside my cart at this point. I noticed my straight line speed. I do weigh like considerably less than James does, so my straight line speed going through the chicane is really good. I tried to switch back, but I've actually made an incredible switchback on James before, so he definitely wasn't going to fall for that again. And he does defend everything really well. The only problem was I was trying everything and I just could not get past. So yeah, very strange. I've got a video running in the background for some reason, whatever. Sorry if you heard me clicking. Yeah, so you're going to see some great defending in this race, and you're going to see me trying every possible move to make it cleanly. I'll stop commentating while you can watch how interesting this gets between us three, as James does get unfortunate in the last lap he holds first place into. I don't know if anyone saw the flags then, but the flags went like amber, green, amber, all in about a second. Really confused me. But yeah, now there's a train. James, myself, and Nathan. I'm glancing around to see where everyone is. But yeah, I'll pick the commentary back up once we're overtaking Nathan. Sorry, overtaking James. And here is how being super patient, 8 minutes patient, can reward you. So I knew that the only way I was getting past James here was if a back marker held him hostage. So James gets sucked in, that guy loses grip, he then gets pinched into the wall, and I make the move finally after all that time. But yeah, that was a good defending period from James. Well done to that. And basically I'm first from here on out. So yeah, you can see my coming in lap when the checker flag's waved. But yeah, nice race. Lots of clips that I could have involved in this race, but the video would have just been too long. Anyways, that was the 40 lap race on the 25th of May 2022. Essentially, one member versus two staff.